Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, so a little cooler day today, 89 degrees and 85% humidity. So I'm a little bit less of a mess. Still not presentable to your grandparents or anything. Well, today I'm going to show you a few things that I do to simplify my my archery setup when I'm out in the field. So my Mongol way is to go simple, to go light, and to be able to travel quickly, and to basically just carry as little as possible. And so this is similar to how I would set up my bow for alone. I was actually going to use this bow here that's hanging up on the tree. It's the Hermit X10, one of the faster bows. For a cheap bow, sub $300. Yeah, you got a bow that will shoot a 600 grain arrow at my draw, which is going to be about 50 pounds on this bow. 49 pounds on this bow at 160, 165 feet per second. So this is a really effective bow. You'll see some other modifications I made on it, but today, since we're painting arrows, I just wanted to kind of go over something that while you have the paint can out and the masking tape, all that stuff, you can go ahead and just make those modifications if they suit you. My way is not your way. It's everybody does things their own way, and I respect that. But I'm hoping this will help the other tribe members here, and give them inspiration to do something better or similar. So yeah, I'm here to learn as well. So here's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to show you the Hermit X10. Okay, so that is the Hermit X10, and I pretty much did a homemade camo job on it. It looks cooler on camera than it does in person, so it's kind of like me. So here it is, and first thing you'll notice, and what we're going to be kind of going over, is you'll notice this line right here. So that actually is to help me always monitor my knock height. Or let's say you took your string off and it completely untwisted. So if you're in archery, that you can add or subtract 3 to 5 inches. I mean, literally, off of your brace height. I would say average about 3 inches, minimum to max brace height. So that will throw you off quite a bit. So it's good to know where your knock is, because if your brace height changes, your string unravels, it's going to move your knock up and down as well. Or if what happens if you got to get a new string, it breaks out in the field, and you weren't prepared like you're supposed to, and have a pre-broken in set up string, and so you got to just set it up in the field. Now you don't know where to put the knock. So a lot of guys are walking around with this contraption, which is a brace height and knock ruler. So it allows you to figure out how high to put that knock. This one's like the light compact one. Most guys are using like that blue one that's like a T. That thing's metal, and it's oddly shaped, and it adds to your pack weight. So why carry that around, right? So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to show you. Yeah, so if you look, put that on there. Yeah, if you look closely, so this is my upper knock, this is my lower knock, right? So the arrow sits right in there, and so where that black mark is, that's actually where the center of my arrow knock. So you'll see it's like a good 1/4 inch higher than center. So this is center. The C here, that's center. So if I were to put it here, my arrow would not fly well. I bare shaft test my arrows, so they fly really well. I can shoot them without vanes, and they fly great. The vanes just help stabilize the arrow for your mistakes, for my mistakes. So yeah, so basically, you can see my knock is higher. So without this tool, or without painting my riser, I would be dinking around doing a bunch of practice shots to figure that out, or just guessing. You know, there's already a lot of unknown factors out there. So the least amount of unknown factors we introduce into our hunting games, the better. So this is what it's about. So we're trying to reduce all the factors we can that we can control. So what I did was I went ahead and painted that line there, and I'll show you a quick way to do it. Let's see. Yeah, basically, once you have your arrows tuned and your knock set where you want to go, you want to make that mark. All I do is let me just hang that up there again. Yeah. So all you gotta do is get a piece of painter's tape. So this painter's tape, and you just tape parallel to your arrow, just as straight as you possibly can to match the angle, the same angle it's at. Okay? Just like that. Then you take it off, and then what you want to do is get another piece of tape. Okay, and you're just taking another piece of tape to protect the shelf from more paint, right? And you want straight lines here. Okay. As you can see, I'm not a painter. So I do horrible tape and trim. So basically, I just taped the shelf, and just left enough of a gap to either run a pen through there, like a white pen, or whatever you might want to use to mark that, or I just spray paint it. So I just spray paint it real quick, and then basically just that line, I get a little white line there. And I also like to kind of extend that angle line to the back of the bow or face of the bow. I always forget what that's called, but basically where I can see it from behind as well. So to me, the longer the ruler, the more accurate the measurement. That's how I see it. Yeah. So if you see here, let me press that down on the shelf. You'll see that there's just a little black line, or the tape gap pretty much follows the angle of the arrow. Yeah. And then you just spray paint it, let it dry for a couple hours. You take it off. And that's it. And you can see here, I accidentally got my quiver because, I'm not picky about how my bow looks and stuff. So I didn't really waste too much time taping everything up. I just wanted to make sure I got this line perfect. Yep. And then once again, yeah. So once again, you see I got a white line that follows the angle of the arrow, and then I'm always going to be able to set the nock properly or keep tabs on it. That's where your nock needs to be. That's the angle that's going to be sitting on your shelf for the nock height to be correct. So now you got something to always gauge the angle of your arrow, and you know, if you need to put a new nock on, or if your arrow's starting to fly wacky, you could just check and you could be like, okay, it moved down, or it moved up. You know, now it's all wacky. And then as far as the brace height, this is braced at 7.5. And I know a lot of guys just do their little thumb thing, but you know, like do that. But you know, this measurement changes depending on how excited I am, how warmed up I am, how flexible I am, kind of like another appendage, on my body. But so yeah, I don't do this. It's not real accurate. One day it could be like this. One day I could be way beyond. I don't do this. There's a lot easier ways. Like I said, a lot of people will bring a bow square just to double check that. If you're really in tune with your bow, you'll be able to tell just by how it shoots. But honestly, it's easy enough to make your gear help you with all of this. So like I said, to take the guesswork out of as many things as possible, because hunt is a gamble of factors, right? So no need to take any more gamble. Yeah, all I did was the same thing. So you see how this is orange here. So all my arrows, and this was definitely very important for alone, was because we're not gonna have those tools, is to have every arrow painted with the proper brace height. So I don't want my bowstring to be stretching on me and changing the brace height at crucial times, and also like I said, if it unravels, you can change the brace height for like 3 inches. So you really need to keep tabs on it. And so instead of bringing a bow square or doing this, I just got measured, got the correct brace height, and then I just taped that off. So same thing as this, right? So let me show you real quick. And I did actually do this whole video and showed you how to paint it and everything, but it's the same thing as what you saw earlier. So all you gotta do is, so you mark, let's put that back on there. Okay. So you mark where wherever you choose to read your brace height. Most people are just at the end of the shelf here like that. So all I did was just mark it with like a pen or something, or a little scratch. And then after you mark it, just go ahead and put your old mask, painter's tape around it. Like that, right? So just one wrap's good enough. Okay, so one wrap, right? And then one wrap. Then you just check this in your drill like you did when you were painting the white part. Yeah, and then just use your different colored paint and just paint it. So yeah, I like having this area a different color for many reasons, because a lot of my bows shoot similar arrows, and since I like white arrows and white fletching and white nocks, this different. I could just change up the different colors. This could be like a fluorescent green or a pink or whatever. So I know that that arrow belongs to that bow. Just a real quick visual identifier. And then that's it. So now every single arrow has the proper brace height marked on it, and you'll never have to guess. And when you're doing the stock, you'll always look down at your arrows. It's natural instinct, and you can just have a visual indicator, and you can just, and you'll see instantly, like, oh, let's say your string stretched. So let's see if you can see that. Okay, let's say your string stretched, and then your arrow would be like that, right? So, or if you put too many twists, your arrow will be back there. You know, this mark will be back there too. If the string's too short, if the string's too long, it'll be like right there. So this is a great way to monitor your base height and to keep it in check. It'll put it back to proper for your tune. So I hope this helps you guys. You know, this is like I said, it's all about having all the stuff on you with the you know, with the tools that you need for that occasion versus bringing a whole bunch of different tools for all kinds of scenarios, when you can just, you know, make your arrow smarter and make your bow smarter, and you know, make them work smarter and harder for you. So that's my Mongol way. So thanks for joining me, guys.